Hey guys, welcome to the 7th video of a Unix video tutorial. In this video I'll be going over the find command in detail. Basically you can use the find command to look for any kind of files you want in the file system, and also you can execute kind of commands on those files or directories. So let's get started. Okay, so let's clear this first. Okay, let's clear this one first. Okay, so find command, basically the find command syntax is like this. You have find, and then you put it in your path. Okay, and then you have your own, like your bunch of your options you want to set. Okay, so that's basically the find command syntax. And in the options we have like a huge varieties of options. Again, you can always look up the what the possible options there are in the find command by going to the manual here. Okay, so yeah, so you can go to the manual and look through it. In this video I'll go over like about 10 to 12 different options. Let me see, I probably have around like 15 different options that you can do in here, and these are the ones that I feel like they are pretty important. You might want to know about them. The other ones you can explore on your own. Again, whenever I find new options to be useful, I'll be adding it in the future videos. So don't worry about that. Okay, so let's go first. Start off with the find command, right? So we have a bunch of these files in here, and let's say you want to find all the proscripts, in your directory, right? So what you can do is you can do find period. Okay, now remember, period means the current directory. Of course you can specify your any kind of directory if you want. Like I can specify my home directory, which is where I am currently. Okay, and then you can look for the name. Okay, and then proscript usually ends in .pl. So basically here I'm saying is like I want to find all the all the files that end with .pl in the directory home/user designer. And then if you press enter, what happened here? Okay, let's do this. Let's do a period here. Find okay, and let's do a print here. No. Iname start.pl. Dot okay. Okay. But it's strange you have to specify this. Okay. Alright. Okay, so let's start with the find command. Okay, so the find command, the syntax is basically you have a find, you have a and then you have the path here, and then you have your options basically. So that's the syntax for the find command. The path is actually optional. If you don't specify the path, it will use the your current directory basically. Okay, is it current directory? Let me see. Okay, so let's start with the find command. Okay, so the find command, the syntax is basically you have the find. Okay, you have the path. Okay, and you have the options. Okay, so that's basically the syntax for the find command. In the options, basically you have a lot of options you can find in the options. If you look into the manual for find command, you will see a lot of like options you can use in there. Okay, but today I'm just going over some of the about around like 15 options that I think are most useful, that you might find them useful. So yeah, so let's get started. So let's say you want to find let's look at what we have in our directory, right? So okay, so let's say you want to find all the proscript in a specific directory, right? So what you can do is you can do find. Okay, you can do period. Okay, the period means it's a current directory. Okay, and you do a minus name. Okay, and then a stop dot pl. So proscript usually ends with .pl extensions. So star means anything basically. So anything that ends with .pl will be returned basically. So if I press enter right now, okay, it will return all the .pl. Notice that it does the recursive finding. Okay. You can also specify a path here if you like if you want to be very specific, because the period I have before is also considered a path. It just means the current directory, but I can put in a specific directory, let's say home/uj_designer85, and basically it will basically do the same thing. It will look into the my home directory basically and recursively going through it, and the only difference is that like whatever that's returned will have the complete path. It will have the full path here. Okay, comparing to we just have a period here. Okay, so that's the difference. So if you're looking for something in the current directory, you could have just skipped the you don't even need to specify the path. Basically you're saying you want to execute find command in the current directory. So if you want to do that, you don't even need to specify a path. Okay, so if I do that, it will does the same thing. It will look into the current directory and look for all the files in there. Okay, so that's for minus name means it's an option for you to find files by name, and you can specify regular expressions in there basically. Okay. Now if you but minus name is not case insensitive. So if I put a big PL, right? Okay, it will not find anything. That's because it's not case insensitive. So if you want case insensitive, right, you should put in the minus iname. Okay, minus iname means it's a case insensitive. So it will look for all the .pl files, with case insensitive mode turned on. So if I do that, it will look for all the .pl files in there. Okay, so basically okay, so let's say you want to find all the files that would modify in the last the files that were modified in the last 5 minutes, within the last 5 minutes. Okay, so let's do something. Let's do touch a file. Let's say new file. Okay, touch new file. So I just created one. I just created a file, right? So let's say I want to echo something in there, right? Yeah, new content. I want to put something into this new file. Okay. Okay, so now if I want to find all the files that were modified in the last 5 minutes, what I can do is to find. Okay, and then minus mmin. Okay, M stands for modification. Okay, min stands for minute. Okay, so that's a modification minutes basically. Okay, and then you can have a plus 5 or minus 5 or just 5. So you can have 3 different options here, right? You can have like a 5 plus 5 or minus 5. Okay, so if I put a minus 5, right? Okay, what that means is like, 5 minutes, or earlier, so within the last 5 minutes basically. That's what it's saying. Okay, so if I do that, okay, it returns the new files basically. Okay, so minus 5 with a minus before the number, it means like 5 minutes or earlier. No, not 5 minutes earlier. It's like more like a 5 within the last 5 minutes basically. Okay, so it's within the last 5 minutes. Now if you do a plus 5, it means like a 5 minutes or older basically. So in this case, it would look for all the files that were modified 5 minutes ago or older basically. Okay, so it will return a lot of files because we have like bunch of files that were modified before, and we only have one file that will modify 5 minutes within the last 5 minutes basically. Okay, if you do just 5, if we just say it will put it like it will find all the files that were modified exactly 5 minutes ago. Okay, so on the spot it will return files that were modified at exactly 5 minutes ago. Okay, it cannot be modified 4 minutes ago or 2 minutes ago or 6 minutes ago or 7 minutes ago. No, it has to be 5 minutes ago. Okay, so if you enter that, obviously you will not find anything because it's really hard to find a file that was modified 5 minutes ago unless this directory has been changing all the time basically. Okay, so that's for minutes, right? What about the days, right? Like say you want to find files that were modified 5 days ago. Okay, 5 days or older basically. Okay, so you want to find files that were modified 5 days or older basically. You can do find minus m. M always stands for modification, and you have time. Okay, what time is that? Time stands for 24 hours. Okay, so if you do a 5 there, that means 5 times 24 hours. So that's like basically 5 days ago. Okay, so you can also do minus 5, files that modify in the within the last 5 days. Okay, or you can do like just 5, files that were modified 5 days ago, exactly 5 days ago. Okay, and we have some files there. Okay, and then there's also the ctime. Okay, C stands for creation time. Okay, so there are like three different times for a file. Okay, and you can find these 3 different times using the stat command. Okay, so let's say the new file that we just created, right? Okay, we do a stat and then the file name. Okay, and then we return us all these information, a lot of information: the file name, the file size, what kind of file type it is. It's a regular file. Which device is it sitting on? The inode number. Usually, all files in the Unix system or Linux system have different inode number. Okay, so that's like an inode number. It's like an ID for this file, basically. And you have the number of links that's pointing to it. You have your permissions, the owner, the user ID, the owners, the group IDs, the access time, modify time, the change time. Okay, basically all these different times basically. Okay. Okay, so we have the find minus ctime. Okay, we have the find minus cmin. They all work the same way. You have the plus, you have the minus, and then you have the exactly plus 5. You have the minus 5, or you can just have 5, or any number. It doesn't have to be 5. Okay, so that's the cmin. Okay, and then you have the you have the atime, right? The minus atime, minus amin. Okay, that's for access. When was the file last accessed, basically? Okay, so we will look at the file, the access time. Okay, the +5, the -5, you know, and so on and so on. So these are all basically, I don't need to demonstrate these. They basically, that's how it works. If you ever need to find files on a specific like time range, time period, you can use find commands to do that. Okay. You can also use find commands to find empty files, right? So let's touch another file called empty file. Okay, and you're trying to find empty files, right? So you can do find -empty, okay, and it will give you all these empty files that, you know, that has no content in there basically. Okay, so if we open this test3, okay, it's a directory, so nothing is in there. Okay, but let me see if I can find. Yes, a lot of files. See, a lot of file has nothing in there. Okay, something new has nothing in there. The files that I just created, empty file. See, empty file has nothing in there. Okay. See, we don't know the file size, right? If we did this, we don't know the file size. What if you want to see the file size on whatever you found, right? You want to see the file size, the permission. Basically, you want to do a long listing on all the files that you found. Okay, what you can do is do a -ls, okay, and it will list all the you know, all the informations that you need in there. Okay. You can look for all the let's put the ls in the front. Okay. You can look for all the executable you know, files. You know, files that have executable you know, permissions in there. Yeah, for yourself, for the owner. Okay, for yourself. Readable. Spell the readable one. Okay, you can find all the files that you have reading permissions. Okay, you can find all the files that you have the writing permissions, writable. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so let's find the files that would by size. Basically, find files by size. Okay, so basically you can find files by, like, you know, how many bytes, how many kilobytes, how many megabytes and gigabytes, and so on and so on. And these unit of measurement is represented by different letters. In the Unix command, in the find command. So for bytes, it will be C. That's the unit for byte. So that will be C is equal to byte. Okay. You have the K is equal to the kilobyte, KB. Okay. And then you have the megabyte, right? So it's MB. And then you have the G is equal to gigabyte. Okay. So these are all different kind of measurements for that. So let's say you want to find files, right? So we only want to find files. So we specify F, -type F. Okay, -type F is like only look for files, regular files, not directories. If we are putting D, we will look for all the directories. Okay, so if we put F, only files in here. Okay, if we put a D, only look for D, so it will print out all the directories in there, no files. Okay, so we're looking for all the files. We're looking for files with the size of under 100 bytes. Okay, and just to prove that the command is working, we can do a long listing. Okay, by doing the -execute. -execute means that it will execute a command on whatever files you found. Okay, that's the quick way to explain it. I'll go over that in the later. But first, I just want to demonstrate this find by size. Okay, so you do that, you press enter. Okay, now you see that all the files found are only less than 100 bytes. Okay, less than 100 bytes. You can do like greater than 100 bytes, but it will return a lot of files because we have a lot of files that are greater than 100 bytes. Okay, so it will look for all the files. You see all these chunks in there. So I'll just go quit this. Quit. Okay. Okay, so let's say you want to look for files that are less than one kilobyte. Let's look for something small. We don't want to return a lot of files. Okay, so let's look for all the files that are under 1 kilobyte. Nothing much. Let's say maybe 10 kilobyte. 10 kilobyte. Okay, so we're seeing that we see that 4 KBs in there. We see a lot of like 3 KB, 7 KBs in there. Okay. Let's do a -LH to make it more friendly. Okay, and then we can do like a 1 megabyte, something that's under 1 megabyte. Okay, something that's under 1 megabyte. Okay, so we see nothing returned. So this is supposed to be is it big M or small M? Let's try the small M. No, it's big M. Something just under 1 megabyte and nothing returned. Just that's weird. Let's try 2 gigabyte. Okay, there we go. Now we're seeing like yeah. Okay, there we go. We're seeing a lot like a couple 100 something kbs in there. Yeah, 253 kbs in there and stuff like that. So let's do gigabyte, something that's under 1 gigabyte. Okay, something that's under 1 gigabyte. For some reason this never works. 2 gigabyte. And then we'll return something, right? Yeah, we got like 26 kb. Okay, we got so far we don't have, we must have, yeah, there we go, 22 megabytes. 22 megabytes. Oh right, yeah, because we're looking for something under 2 gigabytes. Okay, so that's how you find the file by size. You could have like plus sign here, but you could like maybe when sometimes you want to do like a file system cleanup, you can look for something to clean it up. So let's say I want to look for something that's like greater than 100 megabytes. And basically I want to do a delete them, right? So I don't have anything greater than that. How about 10? Okay, there we go. So I have 2 files that are like 222 megabytes basically. Okay, so when you do some cleanup works, you can use these find commands to find all the files that are with a specific file size basically. Okay, you can find by user, by user UJ Designer 85. Okay, you can find by FuzzyCast. We just created FuzzyCast. Do we new FuzzyCast or yeah, new FuzzyCast. Okay, so you can find by user. Okay, you can find by group. Okay, you can find by group basically. You can find by permission. You can find by permission, but if it's a perm, and then you specify the let me see, what do I have in here? Okay, so let's find something. Okay, so find minus perm, and then let's do what's that, 6 and then 644. Find all files that have 644 in there. Okay, let me print them out. Print them out, and then I want to find only files. Okay. Okay, so you see we're finding all the permission with the 644 basically. Okay, so basically you can find by permission in here. Okay, what's next? Readable. We got readable. We got empty. File size, group, name. You can delete files. Okay, so let's say let's create something. Let's touch load.dl, FuzzyCast.dl. Okay, so let's delete all the files that we found, right? So minus name, okay, store.dl, okay, and then you want to delete it. Okay, so you can actually delete the file if you want. So if you do this, okay, we originally created a lot of del files, right? So now if we do that, we don't see any del anymore, right? So if you do -l start.del, nothing is there. Okay, because we just deleted them. So -delete to delete all the files you found. Okay. So let's go back to the command that I talked about, the -execute, find, So let's say I want to find all the pro scripts and then I want to find the line count in those scripts. Okay, so find minus name, okay, all the pro scripts I have, and then minus execute. Okay, and then I want to execute the line count command on it. Okay, I want to execute all the line count command on that. Okay, so minus exec means that you want to execute some kind of command on the file you found. Okay, so if I press enter, okay, it returns me all the Perl scripts, and it also return me the line count in those Perl scripts. Basically, that's why it's full. So a lot of times you're looking for like usually what I do is like I look for file logs that are like older than 30 days, and then I delete them basically. So that's how you do it. You find all the logs that are older than 30 days or something, and then you delete it, or you can do other stuff in there. Okay, notice that this minus delete, right, I don't think it will delete on the directories. Okay, so if you need to delete some kind of directory, right, that are older than 30 days, you could do is minus rm minus rf. Okay, to do that. Okay, so now to explain the open braces and the close braces and the semicolon, right? So open braces, close braces is part of the syntax. It's just something that you have to remember basically. So what this represents is the file name, or the directory name basically. Okay, so it represents the file name and the directory name. So when you think of this, it's like rm minus rf, and then the braces, and then the escape semicolon. You can look at this as like rm minus rf, and then the directory name basically. So you want to execute this command on every directory or file that it finds. Okay, so that's that. There's another one called minus OK. Okay, so let's say I want to delete all the pro scripts that I found. Okay, but minus OK actually lets you, prompts you if you do you want to do that or not. So if I press enter, it says, oh, remove this file or not, and then I said no, and remove this file. It will basically prompt you for every file that it finds basically. Okay, okay, so I just gonna get out this. Okay, so minus OK prompts you. It does the same thing as the minus exec, but then it prompts you. So usually you don't use that in the when you're trying to write a shell script that executes automatically. Okay, so that is all for today. Let me see if I missed anything. If I missed anything, no. Let me look at the. Sometimes I have to look at the website to make sure that I don't miss anything. Yeah, most of the stuff are being covered. Some of the other stuff I just don't find them very useful, for me at least. So yes, so this is it for this video. Okay, until next time, I'll see you. And make sure to like my page and subscribe. Alright, see you guys. Hey guys, thank you for watching my videos. Make sure to subscribe to me, to like me on my Facebook page. It's facebook.com/FusiCast, and also make sure to follow me on the YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/UJDesigner85, and also my blog, which is thefusicast.com. Thank you.